my sweet friends, welcome. So today I am going to share just a little small haul that I bought. I'm trying to think what, I went to Cape Girardeau, Missouri on Sunday, and I stopped by one antique mall, and I did get some smalls, and then I bought an old quilt, and I'm going to show you a little trick that I have done through the years when I have lucked out and bought a quilt, but don't let me get distracted. More on that in a second. First thing I'm going to share is the little haul I got, and it is all smalls. They had this little thing, and I think it was $5. It is a little homemade vintage Christmas guy. I don't know if he's old or just made to look old, but he's super cute. So I got that. And then I got this old, and I have some of these. I'm going to try to remember to get them out. Every year I forget to get them. This side's blue. That side's red. I don't know. I've never seen it like that before. I think mine are just red. And it came with the little candle. I think that was $2. Most of this stuff I bought was like $2, $3. So I got this old dollhouse chair. I don't know if you can see the design. I like sticking things like this just inside my cabinets. And so I picked that up. And I think this was $2. And it's a little red plastic vintage snowman ornament. I've never seen one like that before. I wonder if that came in something, you know, back in the day, where in cereal or something. I'm gonna have to look that up and see. And then I think this was $2 or $3, and it's just a little child's, you know, I don't know, duster or something. And then these were $2 a piece, and they're just little toy tie tins. So I got that. And then the main thing I bought, which was what I was getting ready to tell you, is I got this old quilt, and they had marked it down, and I think they were just wanting to get rid of it. But what grabbed my attention was the old backing. Okay, you see how pretty that is? So then I got looking at it better, because the front is just a basic, I don't know if you can see it, just a basic old wool quilt. So a lot of times when you see these type of quilts, look for whole, well, any type of quilt. I've seen them in, through the years, I have bought ones that had really pretty on the outside too, but then you'll see a hole, and get looking close in these holes. Because guess what? Underneath here is another old quilt. So I've done this many times before in the past. What we are going to do is we're going to break all these little stitches. Well, first I'm going to make sure it has another backing before I break this away, because this could be the original backing to the quilt and they just added a topper. So I want to make sure of that. But I've also seen it where there is an entire quilt inside and they've put a new backing and a new front on it. So I'm going to start by removing the front, and we'll see from there if the backing is original or if there's another one. So let's get that started. All right. No, my backsplash is still not done 3 months later, but that's okay, because it will get done eventually. But what I was going to tell you is, yes, can't see me. Yes, this is very time consuming. very, very time consuming. So it's going to take me all day and maybe even into tomorrow. Because see all these little bitty stitches? This has all been hand done by somebody. We're going to go in there and we're going to cut them. We're going to snip them. And we may have to do every single one. Sometimes I've had to. There's Desi. Wouldn't be my video if Desi didn't ring the bell. But we're just going to go through. See, that one I was able to pull. Because I want to keep as much of this quilt top that I can. Because it's still a neat old... I called it wool, but it really isn't wool. It's reminded me of an old wool quilt, but this is cotton. Or linen or something. But it's not wool. However, it is going to take me forever to do this. So, what I'll end up doing tonight is just sitting on the couch. I was trying to see if I could get the edge done. Then I can get in there and see if that quilt is, if that's the backing or if it's a complete quilt inside a complete quilt. So I'm trying to bust away just enough of this edging to get in there. And see, sometimes these old stitches will just bust. Like right now, I'm just busting those little hand stitches. Okay, so that's what I thought. Okay, so we're gonna just pull this down some. And here's the original quilt in there. I don't know if you can see it. See, it's like a brown and a white. Looks like browns and off-white and blacks. And then I'm trying to see, I believe they only added a topper. So this back fabric, see how this is just coming right off here? And that's the edging. And then here's the front. And then there's the back. And you can see it's the same back that shows up, which is fine because that is really pretty. So I'm going to work on that. And I will be back in just a little bit with an update. All right, so this is a first for me. As I'm taking this off, I'm looking at this fabric and I'm thinking, well, that's not very old fabric. I mean, it's not new by any means. So I started looking, and there's another quilt underneath. So there's 1, 2, and then this one. And I haven't gotten in there more because it may just be a solid piece of fabric, but so what? I mean, even if it is just a solid piece of fabric, it is an old one. Look at that. Look at that texture on that fabric. Now I'm really excited to get this off of there. All right, I'm getting excited because I'm making progress on removing that first quilt top. And this is what was below it, but that's not what I'm getting excited about. As I'm pulling that one away, look what's showing up underneath this one. Do you see it? Old blue calico. Old blue calico. Which I knew I had like a white and brown calico underneath there. But now I'm getting to this. And look. Oh yeah. So I've got to be extra, extra careful when I'm removing this top one that I don't rip any of that lower. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so quilt top number 1 has been removed. And trust me, if it wasn't for the underneath, I mean, this is beautiful. It's not perfect, but I'm just saying the overall design is so pretty. So this is what was hidden underneath. However, underneath that, you see it? Old blue. And when you come down here, there's old blue under there too. So, seeing, and then here's old black and white calico under that. Trying to see if I see anything else peeking out. There's more of the old blue. So that's why I have to take this off. I have to see what's under there. Look at that. More of it. More of it. This is going to be either some large pieces of antique blue calico or multiple smaller squares. And I believe this quilt may have been cut off. Maybe not though. I mean, it's still a pretty big size. Maybe a twin. But I think it was cut off from a larger one. Now, the backing, I believe is original. To the blue calico and all that. Now, I'm not an expert in fabric at all. So I think that that was originally black with white flowers and it's faded. Or it could have been a blue with white flowers, actually. Now that I look at that, it could have been blue. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. $35. I don't think I remembered to tell you that earlier. $35 is what this was on sale for. And I'm going to show you the topper quilt top. Now, it didn't make it as good as I'd hoped, but that fabric was so thin. And it probably would have held up better if it was wool, but it just looked like wool. It was like a real thin, either cotton or linen or something. But it's good enough for crafts, so let me get it. Okay, this is the quilt top that was on it when I bought it. Now, all of you know, old antique black fabric always gets extremely brittle. So that's mainly what ripped up the worst, was the black. So top was this. I removed it and found that, but there's still another one hiding underneath. So let's go see what that looks like. All right, so you can see it starting to get uncovered. Look how beautiful. And I'll tell you, I don't know why they covered it, but I'm glad they did. It's just whoever covered it. Now that first one, come off no problem. Lickety split. This other quilt top put over it, oh my gosh. It was like put on by a master quilter or something. It has been so difficult to get out. Now I'll have to come down and like get these little loose threads off of it and stuff. But look at that. Why would you cover that? So far, I mean, it's in really good shape. Now it's very thin. It would have been a summer quilt. Now it's got some staining, you know. But look how gorgeous that blue and white is. I'm gonna keep going. All right, I'm still working away on this quilt. You can see it here, all the antique blue. And there's more underneath here. But this one, the top one come off super easy. This other one, they put a zillion freaking stitches in it, and they stitched all the way around it almost, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. It seems like there's patched areas where they went over what was originally on there, and it's just taken forever. You know, I can't stand and do it for hours at a time, so I'm having to work on it little by little, and it's been days, and I still don't have it off. So, we'll see. Okay, finally. I was starting to think I was stuck in purgatory, and I was going to be cutting little strings for the rest of eternity, but I finally got it off. Now, there's a bunch of, I know it looks dirty in some areas, but some of that is like threads that I need to clean up. But I did get it off. And I am not a fabric expert. I know it is very, very old fabric. But if any of you know the approximate date, I'd love to hear from you, because I know it's very old. There's browns and like a cream, there's white and like a brownish black, then there's like black and white, and then of course the blue and white calico, and then just white, and then this is really faded, but it's calico too. And the backing, I believe, is original. I believe it's faded. But here's, I think that originally was blue. So this is what was hidden underneath. And to me, this is beautiful. Even worn. I love all the super old fabrics. Oh, and last night, while I was working on getting rid of the topper on it, I left it partially in the floor, and Desi did that. So I was not too happy when I got up and saw that he had shredded one of the corners. I mean, not that this is a pristine quilt, but still, it had all four corners, and now it doesn't. So that dog, no, he didn't get in trouble because he didn't realize he was doing anything. I think what he did was like making a bed, and since it's such old fabric, it just deteriorated. But I'd love to know what any of you think of the age, because I'm thinking 1800s, probably late 1800s, but I'm not an expert by any means, and I'm hoping that the camera is picking it up. So let me know what you think. And was it worth $35 for those two quilt tops and then this quilt on bottom? Because I say yes. All right, this is where I put it for right now. I don't know if it'll stay there. But for right now, I have it hanging on this ladder behind all my old dolls and teddy bears. So I just think that's so pretty, but I am thinking about moving it up so that it shows up more. Well, I thank you all so much for hanging out with me today, and I will be back soon with a brand new video.